Welcome back to the channel. My name is Bruce, and tonight I am here with another book review. Don't forget to please like, share, subscribe, and comment down below at the end of the video, and let me know what your thoughts were on this book if you've read it, and if you agree or disagree with me. Now, I was never a huge sci-fi fan growing up as a kid. It was fantasy or nothing. Dragons or magic were a must for me in a novel. What a stupid child I was. Dare I say, sci-fi, more specifically military sci-fi, is becoming my favorite genre, and military fantasy. Basically, as long as it's got guns and soldiers in it and the story's not crap, I'm probably gonna like it. Servants of War is a good example of a military fantasy story that I stinking like. That being said, the newest series I started is book one from the Galaxy's Edge universe, or galaxy, Legionnaire. What a fantastic read. It's gritty, heroic, tragic, mysterious, clandestine even. It's filled with military humor and bureaucratic BS that any active duty service member or veteran can appreciate and emphasize with. It's got cool weapons, cool tech, and cool lingo, which all lends itself to great world building, or galaxy building, that's the last time I'm gonna do that joke, of the story, where we get just enough exposition on the world to be immersed, but not so much that we get bogged down and bored. We quickly get a clear picture of who the characters are, what they care about, why they are, where they are, and how they feel about that, the locals they have to deal with, as well as some of their fellow Legionnaires and Republic Army soldier counterparts. It's clear from the get-go that the Legionnaires are elite. They are the tip of the spear of Republic forces, but that does not mean that they are perfect. We learn right from the start that some of the officers are appointed by the House of Reason in the Republic, rather than being promoted from within the ranks of the Legionnaires, which was customary throughout most of the Legionnaires' history. These officers are called points, short for appointees. It's kind of a pejorative term, and being under their command is a surefire way to get killed. The tension between points and the lieges and basics that serve under them is obvious. And the points definitely seem to look out for one another, and they all tend to be well-connected children who have parents in powerful positions. One such officer, Captain Devers, is such a colossal D-bag and utter liability to his men that the fact that they don't mutiny his arrogant, incompetent, lying butt after the first enemy engagement is remarkable. But that hostility and tension only simmers and builds as the story goes on, and it finally explodes near the end of the book, which I won't give it away other than to say the ending was both infuriating and satisfying, and it made me want to add book 2 to my Kindle, which I already did. The book does a great job of explaining how the regular Republic Army and the Legionnaires are structured through scene and action. Lieges refer to the Repub soldiers as basics, and it's pretty clear that there is a sense of superiority there, and it makes sense because the Legionnaires are vastly superior. The differences between the lieges and the basics is fairly well detailed in this first novel, so we get a distinct picture of how they differ, from their weapons to their armor to their helmets, and even to some of the comm channels, which only lieges are allowed to use the LCOM channel, which is a much more advanced communication channel than what the regular basics would be using. Despite that, the lieges do work effectively with the rest of the military. I love how the weapons in this book are clearly identified and detailed, and there's few enough of the Republic weapons that it's really easy to remember them all and who carries what, which is fun as a fan because for me, I can quickly identify which ones I like. I could imagine which one I would use if I was in this setting, or fingers crossed, if a video game comes out. We also see a huge contrast between the Republic weapons, gear, and vehicles compared to the insurgents that they end up fighting, who use outdated tech and weapons, which just helps to show the Republic's strength and resources, while also demonstrating the resourcefulness, determination, and patience of the insurgents that they're fighting, who in this book strike a heavy blow against the Republic on Kublar that is so catastrophic it leaves the lieges, at least some of them, in disbelief that it's an actual possibility for them to be hurt so bad. And they realize how much work and time went into planning this assault on Kublar. The confusion the lieges feel at not understanding how they were so thoroughly tricked and outmaneuvered by a seemingly inferior enemy carries on throughout the whole story. But at the same time, they don't waste any time bemoaning and feeling hopeless about the situation. They immediately start looking for solutions and what they can do to either take as many enemies with them as they can before they die, or to actually find a way to get a Republic destroyer to show up and reinforce them. The Koobs! Lizard frogmen that are native to Kublar and make up the bulk of the fighting force of the insurgents. They have allied themselves with the MCR, which stands for Mid-Core Rebellion, which consists of, in this book, humans and another alien species. I want to say they're called the Kimbrin. I might be messing that up. And with the MCR's help, that is how the Koobs were able to strike such a devastating blow against the Republic, despite being fairly primitive in their technology and their culture. But there are Republic-friendly Koobs as well. However, they don't have a great time. Kublar is a fantastic setting. It's alien, untamed, remote, and empty. And the remoteness of the world, which is located at the galaxy's edge, and its temperamental atmospherics, which makes radio communications very difficult, really gives the reader a strong sense of being stranded, surrounded, and heavily outnumbered by enemies who want to kill you and display your mutilated corpse for all to see. It has such a gritty tone. I love it. With the lieges, I got a very strong sense of brotherhood, honor, and duty, but not necessarily to the Republic. It's clear they know there's plenty of BS coming down from the top, but rather they have a deep loyalty to one another and take the lives of their brothers very seriously. And they don't like it when a jackass puts them and their brothers in danger for stupid reasons or for stupid mistakes. I won't say what ends up happening, but I'll conclude by saying the end of the story is an absolute gut punch. And the pacing, action, tone, humor, and characters are awesome. I don't know what else to say. Great book. Can't wait to read the next one. That's all I got for this review. If you're still watching, thank you so much for sticking around and listening to what I had to say about this book, which I really thoroughly enjoyed and highly recommend you read. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave your thoughts down in the comments. Have a great night, and I'll see you guys next time.